Of this rain, we thought it would be the perfect time to do this story, so we sent Guy out to Belle Isle, and you're there because he's got a really cool story on something that can help all of us with the rain and all that water that pools around our homes. Tell us about it.
Karen, I've been following this story for 8 months now because, we're so into the reinvention of the Detroit and the people who are inventing new things. This is one of them. We were known as the motor capital of the world. In the future, we could be known as the water management capital of the world. Here's why. You can see where some guys came out here and did a little two-tracking out here. This is an area that is traditionally very low. You would have standing water. It wouldn't be usable as part of the park. Well, I can tell you, I've walked through here, and it's all dried out and firmed up. Thanks to these. These are known as Parjanas, and they got their first test with a backyard in Grosse Pointe Park.
We called it Lake Yorkshire.
Every spring, Victoria Salamis watched her backyard become lakefront property.
Actually, the whole yard is completely covered.
How deep?
Well, at least 8 inches down there.
Deep enough to float the giant railroad ties out back. Drains didn't work, pumping was expensive, so she took a leap of faith and installed a newly patented Detroit invention, the Parjana, a plastic stake that magically helps the water go where it's supposed to, into the ground. Her yard has looked like this ever since.
We had so much rain that year, and it happened again. And there was no water. And since then, it's been clear.
Pretty amazing.
It is. For me, I was very pleased.
The state is one of Parjana's biggest customers. On this cold February day, they were installing the rods on Belle Isle, a test project aimed at reducing stormwater runoff that cost the city and its taxpayers $2 million a year.
Once we do the 24 acres and show that we can stop all water from those 24 acres from going back to DWSD, then the next step is to do all of Belle Isle. And then that truly becomes a paradigm shifting moment for all of stormwater management history, because it's a new way to manage stormwater on a global basis.
It's formally called an energy passive groundwater recharge Parjana. It's essentially helping the layers below the surface communicate, guiding the water on a microscopic level to layers capable of accepting the water and dispersing it horizontally. Parjana is installing 3,000 of these on Belle Isle. Every project's installation is customized to suit the property's unique characteristics. It should make flooded areas usable again.
Well, for example, during the Grand Prix, it's an issue when you have standing water in the lake. So if we can address that and make that a better user experience, then that's good. So the more that we can open up spaces for public use, then we fulfill Frederick Law Olmsted's dream, which was to make this park available to everyone forever.
And it takes away prime breeding grounds for mosquitoes.
Then you can mitigate malaria, cholera, dysentery. We truly believe here at Parjana, or we wouldn't be doing it, that this is the biggest fundamental change in the history of mankind.
The inventor is Andrew Nemchek. Parjana was born in 1997 when, like many of us, he had a flooded basement.
That aggravated me, and for a month, and I said, that's it. I have to do something with this water.
For 5 years, as a young man in Polish coal mines, he watched how water behaved in the rock. Those 20-year-old memories sparked his imagination, and 7 years later, his invention is about to take off.
I really feel comfortable because only, it doesn't matter for me anything. Only matter is it's workable.
In all businesses, especially paradigm-shifting businesses, you struggle and you struggle and you struggle, and you get to that tipping point. We're not there yet, but we can see it, and we're proud of it, and we want to give back to Detroit and make it a Detroit story.
And there is the business end of the Parjana. Again, 3,000 of them now in the ground here at Belle Isle. You can't see them. You won't trip over. And Greg McPartlin joining us live. If someone's sitting at home saying, okay, I've got a mess in my backyard, are you guys to the point where you can commercially help them?
Absolutely. We have approximately 150 full-scale commercial installations all throughout the world, mostly here based in Detroit.
And in terms of the cost, it could run the gamut. It's on a case-by-case basis.
Absolutely. We are a very cost-effective solution, but more importantly is that we guarantee our solution.
Now, in addition to this, for people, this was Earth Day and Earth Week this past week. this could have a huge environmental impact because it keeps the water where we want it and where we can use it, in the ground.
Absolutely. That's really our goal of Parjana. What we do is we actually bring the water into the ground before it actually goes into the rivers or gets evaporated into the air.
Right, because we lose about 90% of our water in Michigan because it evaporates.
Well,
right?
evaporates or run off into the rivers and streams.
All right. So great promise. Thanks for sharing the story with us.
Absolutely.
And Andrew's a story in and of himself.
Absolutely.
The inventor.
Andrew is a pure gift. He really is. He's just an amazing man and an amazing mind, all from here. And we really want to make it a Michigan story and an Andrew story because he's a great man.
Well, continued success. And the test will be not just by the end of the summer, we'll know just how effective this is.
We're looking at the end of the summer for the final results. Early fall, late summer. That's what our goal and objective are.
In the meantime, it will help keep the track from breaking up, won't it?
Absolutely.
Getting the water away
Absolutely.
from it. All right.
Great.
Greg, thanks so much.
Thanks
By the way, you can see the Grand Prix prep's already underway. Karen, think about the subsurface, like layers of cheese that you get from the deli where you can't quite peel off the layers. This device will make sure that the water knows where those little gaps are between the deli cheese, if you will. That's the best analogy I can come up with. And by the way, Karen, I know that your boots are your trademark, but okay. And you know what? I don't want you to be intimidated, but there's my style choice for the day.
Like from the 80s?
Yeah, and it turns out, you know what? Thanks to Parjana, I didn't even need them.
Very good. Well, I'm glad you came prepared, but I might need to pitch in on a better, cooler pair of boots for you. Maybe.
I know. And now I got 13 minutes to join you,
Yes,
because I don't want to
back.
miss out on the Avalon Bakery stuff.
All right, we'll see you back in the studio.